Hi, happy Sunday. It has come to that time of weekend where I need to meal prep for my week at work. I saw a video on TikTok it is called Bang Bang Inspired Rice Noodle Salad, which I thought would be really nice this week because it's actually going to be quite hot here in Perth. If I can tag the creator in this, I will in the description, but just know that this has not come from me at all. I'm doing this with a glass of rosé with some crushed strawberries. Strongly recommend. But the ingredients you're going to need for this is I've got chicken thighs, rice noodles, crushed peanuts. From Woolies I got this rainbow shredded coleslaw, Greek yogurt. You're also going to need garlic, onion powder, cayenne pepper, a little bit of brown sugar, honey and soy sauce, as well as a little bit of lime juice. And hot sauce of choice. So that is for the lunch section of my meal prep. And then I think for breakfast last week I did protein pancake bowls in the birthday cake flavour, and I tell you what, those were so good. I loved them. So I'm thinking of doing those again, but just with a slight twist, that instead of doing the pancake bowls, I think I might do the birthday cake protein pancakes themselves and just do like little pikelet pancake things to take to work. And this time I think just for a little bit of extra something, I might mash up some banana and chuck them in as well. So we're going to do those two things. That's what I'm hoping to get done. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to marinate the chicken. And what goes into this, half a teaspoon each of paprika, garlic powder, onion powder, brown sugar, and the cayenne is optional. So you can put as much or as little cayenne pepper in as you like, as well as soy sauce, salt and pepper, and a bit of olive oil. So I'm just going to get all of that into this bowl, coat the chicken, and then we're going to get that in the fry pan to cook, and then we'll come back and we'll do the rest. Alrighty. Pan is all heated with just a bit of olive oil. It's all coated in our spices. Absolutely delish. We're just going to start cooking these off and we will start assembling our salad. But what I'm going to do next is just put the rice noodles in to cook because they're realistically going to take the longest. So I think that's probably going to be the next thing. Then we'll do the salad dressing and just, yeah, really sort of bring it all together. It's going to be a super simple one this week, which is good because the weather's meant to be really hot. So we want something that's nice and cooling. This chicken smells absolutely amazing. I recommend, because there is brown sugar in the seasoning, I would do it on a medium heat. I wouldn't do it too hot because otherwise the sugar is going to burn. So just really be mindful of that. But oh my God, the smell in this is unreal. All right, while our chicken is cooking, I'm just going to create the dressing for this. So in this bowl, I've already got a 1/4 cup of Greek yogurt. I'm just also adding in a 1/4 cup of sweet chili sauce. And what else? Sorry, that was quite loud. And I also need a tablespoon of, this is Cholula. Now the recipe said either Sriracha or Tabasco, but I don't have either of those things. So Cholula is what I've got. So we want a tablespoon of Cholula. We also want a tablespoon of our honey. Beautiful. Guys, that chicken, I know I said it before, but that chicken is so good. And we want 2 tablespoons of our soy sauce. There is 1. There is 2. And it says the juice of 1 lime. Now, I don't have lime specifically per se, but I do have lime juice. So I'm just going to take a little bit of creative license with the lime juice, if you will, and just do just a wee bit of a dash. That's all I'm going to do with that. Put the lids back on everything because knowing me, I will absolutely knock something over. Anyway, give this a mix, and this is the salad dressing. Now, the creator in which I got this from, she said not to dress the salad, like if you're meal prepping in advance, don't dress the salad with the dressing, keep it in a separate container, or everything will sort of go a little bit soft. So I will heed that warning and keep this aside. But if we give this a mix, we'll give it a try and we'll see if we think it's missing anything. Oh no, that's so good. Oh, that's delish. Oh, I love that. All right, I'm just gonna go pop this in the fridge because it does have Greek yogurt in it and we do not want that to get hot because it's actually quite a warm day. So we'll go pop this in the fridge, but that is perfect. I love that as a salad dressing. So while I'm waiting for this chicken to cook, help me out guys. What sort of stuff, if you meal prep for work or anything like that, what sort of stuff do you do, particularly in summer? We're coming into quite a hot week here. So I'm looking at more things that are cooler, not microwave, stuff that is cold. So I saw this noodle salad, I'm like, this is right up my alley. What else do you guys do for meal prep that packs a protein punch and that keeps you full? Please give me some comments down the bottom because I'm super keen for some ideas. I've got heaps that are hot that you can microwave and reheat, all of that, but not a huge amount for like those really hot days where you just want something nice and cold and refreshing. So let me know what you've got. That's what I'm keen to know. All right, I figured now is the time just to get our spring onions sort of cut because they just very thinly sliced spring onions and just sort of like sprinkle it over the top, a little bit of razzle dazzle, you know what I mean? So I figured I'd cut this. Our chicken is very close to being done, like minutes away from being done. So I thought I'd do our spring onion, and then I've got a pot going with our water to do our rice noodles. These are the thinner ones. The recipe said that the rice noodles that you would use for a chicken pad thai. However, I find they're quite thick, which is fine. I don't know why. For some reason, I wanted a bit thinner for this. So I'm just doing a bit thinner, but I thought while I'm waiting, I would cut up some spring onions. But essentially our prep's done. This has been so simple. And if this is delicious, and I'm telling you, I tried the dressing and it's so good. If this comes together and is as good as I hope it's going to be, I feel like this is one that I'm just going to have on rotation because it's just so good. I've also got these crushed peanuts, which I'll sprinkle over the top every morning when I go to make it for work. I can tell it's just going to be amazing. There's nothing I love more than a cold lunch when it's this hot, because I think it's Wednesday. We're meant to hit like 38, 39. It's going to be really hot. And Lord knows, you're not going to want a pasta or a rice type dish on a day like that. You're just not going to want it. So this is where we're at. So our chicken is done. Actually, that's the wrong knife. I want this one. All I'm going to do now is just cut it into strips. That's it. And then it's done. I've got I'm still waiting. Why is that water taking so long? It's almost at a boil. And then I can do these rice noodles and then we can bring it all together. But our chicken is done. I did do a cheeky little sample. It's absolutely phenomenal. Even not in this salad, like just as a seasoning itself for this chicken is absolutely delightful. Now I've done enough. This was 4 chicken thighs, just so you know. So this will essentially do me for 4 days at work. I cut this chicken thigh wrong. I've absolutely butchered this one. Oh well, look, you know what? We're not perfect, are we? Let's try as we might. We're not perfect. So what I'm going to do, because this is chicken, I'm still waiting for the noodles and stuff to be done. I'm just going to pop this in a bowl and chuck it in the fridge, and we'll put it all together. I've got our meal prep containers, but I want the noodles to go on the bottom. That may be stupid. In my brain it works. Okay, our rice noodles are now cooked, so I'm just going to split this between my 4 meal prep containers. These are Pyrex. Does it tell me? Sorry, they're not Pyrex. I lied. These are Decor oblong 600 ml, and I find these are absolutely perfect for my meal prep. I use either these rectangle ones, or I believe they also have a 600 ml in the circle. This is pretty much wholly and solely what I use for my meal prep, either the oblong ones or the circle. So all I'm going to do is split these noodles between my 4 meal prep bowls, which is sort of hard because the noodles are going absolutely everywhere. It's a bit messy. Anyway, okay, from Woolies I got this rainbow shredded coleslaw, and I've got my cooked chicken and I've got my thinly sliced shallots. So with my tongs, I've got my cooked chicken. I'm just going to distribute it between the 4 meal prep containers, just like this. Guys, I know I said it before, but the smell of this chicken, absolutely wild. I will definitely be doing this again. I just want to make sure they're even. Yep. Perfect. Put that in the sink. And now our shredded rainbow coleslaw. That will just go here on this side. And that's it. I've got these little tiny glass pots, which I'll use for my dressing every day. And I've got these granulated nuts. So every morning when I go to and make my little pot of dressing, I'm also going to just sprinkle on some granulated nuts, just because I feel like this absolutely calls for nuts. A little bit of crunch, if you will. But how good does this look? This is absolutely stunning. Perfect. All right, guys, I'm just going to add a little bit of a sprinkle of spring onion onto each one. And that's it. Every day I will add my little pot of salad dressing, and I'll also do a sprinkle of these crushed up peanuts just for a little bit of extra crunch. But this is going to be gorgeous. As I said, it's going to be such a hot week in Perth this week. So I feel like this for dinner, for my work lunch is going to be perfect. It's not going to be hot, but it's protein packed. Hopefully it's the flavour bomb that I think it is. I think this is going to be an absolute winner. These little glass pots, I got these on Amazon, and I honestly feel like they were like $5 or $6 for 6 of them. They were not much at all, but they're glass, which is what I love. I'm slowly transitioning all of my containers from plastic to glass just because I think it's better. So I'm just going to pre-fill my sauce containers, all 4 of them for the week. So all I need to do is grab them. And then the other thing I will need to remember is just to add the peanuts, which I'll just chuck on the top of the salad. I'm not going to do anything fancy pants with those. I'm just going to chuck them straight onto the top of the salad. But so far with these, I've not found any leakage at all, and I have taken a vinaigrette dressing to work the other day, and it did not leak out. So that's got to be a good thing, right? Anyway, I'll fill up all of these 4, and that's my work lunch prep done for the week. Okie dokie, it is time to do my breakfast meal prep for the week. So this is just one mushed, there's not technological terms, I know, one mushed banana. I'm going to do 4 scoops. This is the lady shake in the birthday cake flavour, which if you've never tried it, I'm sorry, it is the most elite flavour, and I will not be told otherwise. It's limited edition, so I actually think I'm going to have to get another one, because if you know me at all, you know I absolutely love vanilla, and that's really vanilla sort of forward. I'm going to do 2 eggs, potentially a third, depending on how I feel the consistency of the batter comes out. 2 eggs. Where is my... Now, those of you, I know on YouTube you won't know, those who follow me on TikTok will know I don't use recipes. When it comes to things like this, I 100% wing it. So I'm just going to do a couple of like really big scoops of, this is plain flour. In case I didn't say, I'm doing birthday cake flavoured protein pancakes, and a little teaspoon. I've also got some baking powder We're just going to do a little bit of baking powder just to give it a bit of rise, not much. Then we're going to do a bit of milk. And of course you would adjust this for sweetness. If you found that the batter was too runny, you would add more flour, a little bit of vanilla. And then we're going to also add, just for a touch of sweetness, not much, just a bit of maple syrup. Like that much, not much at all. We're going to whisk together. If we need to add more flour, we will. If we need to add more milk, we will do that as well. Okay, so I've had to adjust the flour and water sort of accordingly because you want a pancake batter type consistency. I like mine thicker than thinner, but again, it's 100% like preference based. I know that. Once you get it to the consistency that you want, chuck in some white choc chips. Why? For fun. I'm all about protein, right? All about health, all about balance. But you know what? Things have to be fun. So we've added in some white choc chip to our birthday cake pancakes. So now that our batter's done, it's time to heat up the fry pan and get it ready. Alrighty, so our pancake batter is done. Now I'm just going to add it in to our frying pan, which has been heating up for a little while. I don't know how big I'm going to make them. This is 100% one of those types of recipes where it's just a wing it. I reckon this is going to be great. The birthday pancake bowls were an absolute smashing success. This time what I added differently is I did not add the Greek yogurt. However, I did add banana, which I feel like would give it an element of sweetness. So I feel like it's going to be good. Anyway, I'm just going to give them a flip. I feel like this is going to be a perfect breakfast. So this is what we're looking like. Absolute perfection. I'm just doing 3 at a time. I wanted to do 3 per breakfast per day, but I fear this batter might give me more than that. Look, that's okay. I don't know the calorie count of these because they're not weighed out. All I know is they're delicious. And to be perfectly frank with you, I don't count calories. So this is all I need to know. Do they taste nice? Will I eat it? The answer is yes to both of those questions. That's all I need to know. I'm good. Anyway, continue until all of your pancake batter is done and cooked. All right, guys, so this is what the protein birthday cake pancakes look like. They smell phenomenal. I did do a cheeky try and they're absolutely delicious. The one thing I reckon you could do, which would elevate it, is perhaps I added some white choc chips, but I wonder if normal like milk choc chips would take it to another level. I'm really not sure. This recipe gave me 9, which means I've got 3 for every day. Or like realistically, you could do 2 per day for 4 days. It's really up to you. I think I'll do 3 every day. I'm not gonna lie, the first batch was a little bit on the burnt side, but that's okay. There was 3 in that first batch. I figured I'd just do 1 per batch. 1 burnt, 1 is okay. Even though it is burnt, it actually doesn't taste burnt, it's fine. So I figured I'd do that like 1 every day, but I've got 9. So for me, I'll do that as 3 days. But they're actually really good. Are they better than the pancake bowls? I think they are, just because they're smaller. You can sort of like grab them and go almost. Whereas I feel like the pancake bowls, you do need to heat up unless you eat them room temperature. But like that's really a personal preference sort of thing. So that's 100% up to you. In the pancake bowls, I also did not add banana. And I feel like the banana gives it just a little bit of something that it was missing. But again, it's 100% a preference thing. Alrighty, so what we have here, guys, is our chicken rice noodle salad and also our birthday cake protein powder pancakes. This is our meal prep for the week. This is breakfast and lunch. I also do have some hard-boiled eggs. They will be my morning/afternoon tea, depending on how we go. I always take a piece of fruit or some veggie sticks, but that is my meal prep for the week. So stick around and I will come back next week and I'll show you what I do next week. But as I said, if you have some cold lunch ideas, particularly for those days that are super hot, please drop them in the comments below. I'm super keen. I don't have huge amount. I've got a lot for those hotter days, but not so much. Sorry, I've got a lot for the hotter meals, but not so much for the ones that are cold. Please let me know. All right, guys, I'll see you next week. Bye.